How much water would you have to drink to die? Which mathematician was the leader of an extreme religious cult that forbade its members from talking or eating beans? How did an episode of Friends create one of the most widely believed medical myths? The answers to these questions and hundreds more can be found in my new book, Facts That Aren't True. Link in the description.
I'm just saying you have faith in that evidence, right?
Faith, if by faith you mean trust, then yes, because I have experience with, I don't know, products, practices, whatever, developed through the scientific method that have worked for me. We all do that. You are using a computer that fits in your phone right now. Thank you, science. It actually does work, right?
Now, creation is dumb.
No, hold on. We're talking about we're talking about the Earth being flat. So, which scientific ideas that are taken to be true by the general public are that would expand beyond flat Earth. So, do you think the Earth is flat?
I don't know. I cannot prove or disprove it myself personally.
No, you can prove it. You can prove that it's not flat. It's extremely easy.
How can I, as an individual, discover that?
It's extremely easy. What you would do is figure out a way to test whether or not it's flat, and then you can disprove it. And like I said, it's extremely easy.
How can I prove it?
Sure. Call literally anybody and have them look at the moon while you look at the moon. And as long as they're not standing right next to you, if they are hundreds of miles away and they see the same moon you do, that proves that the moon must be an absurd distance away. And on a flat Earth, that moon, people are going to be looking at it from different angles. They can't see the same thing when they look at that moon, the same face of it. So that is really all you need to prove that we do not have a small local moon, and the geometry of the Earth being that way makes absolutely no sense. Now, you could claim the Earth is flat and the moon is super duper far away, but that's not really the flat Earth claim about the moon. Do you want me to keep going, or?
No, flat Earth is some dumb shit that we'll never truly understand ourselves. But
no, we understand it. We've been to space. We have photographs of the Earth. We understand that the Earth isn't flat. It's not even hard to do. You can also look at the geometry of the angle the sun makes in the sky, and it 100% fails if you assume the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I'm just not educating that trigonometry. I haven't tested it myself, so like I say, I can either prove it or disprove it. I'm not going to say one's right and one's wrong. I'm just saying I do not know. Now, creation is dumb. Where did everything come from?
It didn't come from anywhere.
All right, so go deeper in that.
There's really nothing to go deeper on. We do not have a there's no requirement for this universe being created, and we have no evidence that it was and there's no evidence that it was created. Now,
is there an age on our sun and our planet?
Yeah.
There's no age?
I said yes.
Gotcha. So what was before that? What is it being aged off of?
The sun coalesced into a form of matter around 4.5 billion years ago from pre-existing materials.
Gotcha. And those pre-existing materials, did they have age on them?
So all of the matter in the universe is around, this is kind of weird, but it's around 14 billion years old. But that matter undergoes changes. And so when two hydrogen nuclei in the sun's core fuse into helium, that helium was just formed. But you can't really date helium that way. That's not possible. The stuff it's made of has always been around. But things that take on new forms sometimes can be dated. Radioactive isotopes can do that. People can do that because they have birthdays.
Yeah. Now, please explain the Big Bang then.
What do you want to know about it?
What is the Big Bang? What's your definition of the Big Bang?
I think it would be a lot more helpful if I just tell you that the Big Bang is not the creation of the universe.
What is the Big Bang?
Most people, I don't know about most, but a lot of people think it's the creation of the universe, and it's not. So I'm just getting that out of the way right away.
The people that theorized the Big Bang, what was their consensus of what the Big Bang is?
We live in a universe that expands, doesn't create new energy or matter in the process, and it began in a extremely dense state.
From a very tiny point, right?
No, it was an infinite. It's not a point.
So it's expanding, right?
Yes,
So
an infinite
if you
universe
rewind,
expands.
in reverse, it'd look like it's contracting, right?
All of the observations you would make would be of stuff moving toward you. But
So let's say expansion
I
turns
was
into
literally
contraction.
still talking. So the universe is still infinite, even though stuff in the universe is getting closer together. So don't say that the universe was getting smaller or something like that.
Yeah, but to say it's expanding means it was closer together at one point.
The stuff we see was, yes.
So is there a theory out there that expansion could turn into contraction and it could collapse in on itself?
Yep.
All right, so there's a central point, right?
Nope.
So how does it expand or contract? It has to have a centralized location where it expands from or contracts to.
Nope.
Explain that.
Do you know how to picture in your head something that has an infinite or is infinite in all dimensions?
Then how would it contract? How does infinite
The stuff
contract?
in it gets farther apart or closer
So
together.
the stuff in it.
Yep.
So where's the barrier of in?
It doesn't
or
have
out of
one
it?
that we know of.
Then how can you say stuff in it? There's no in to something that has no perimeter.
Congratulations on being pedantic. What does that prove?
So I'm just saying,
Okay.
from the people that theorized the Big Bang, it definitely sounded like it came from a central point, infinitely dense.
That's just you not understanding it.